Hey there, and welcome to the Front Row Friday show for Friday, March the 20th, 2020. Well, hello there, my little cuties. Are you ready for your weekly edition of the Front Row Friday show? I know that you are. So let's do this. First, what we're going to do is run through all the news of the day. We're going to do an overview of the news for the week. We're going to cover the tools and the books that were shared in the front row. And if we have time at the end, I want to share with you an update on the story of the art teacher who basically saved her business with one free online art class. It's truly heartwarming and inspirational. So here we go. Okay, so this week, if you have had posts, if you've had posts rejected this week telling you that you are not in the community guidelines, nobody reported you, and likely whatever you shared was completely within community guidelines. It's just that Facebook, their news filter AI just went crazy. They had it ramped up to 11 because of this whole what, and they wanted to catch any false information and stuff that was being shared inappropriately. And the cherry on top of that is because like everywhere else, Facebook workers are working remotely, and so they are relying more than ever on automation and AI. So the additional news is that you need to expect, and this is like totally stinks, but if you're running Facebook ads right now, you should be prepared to see some delays and some weird stuff happening. And so what one of the executives at Facebook recommended is that you just consider extending existing campaigns that are working, as opposed to starting new campaigns, because of course, when you launch a new campaign, then you are going to have to wait for approval, and God only knows what's going to happen. It was already kind of a nightmare with Facebook before. So just keep that in mind. There's another new option for you in Facebook stories. It's a mood option that lets you share gift-centric story frames to convey a chosen feeling, which of course we've had forever already on Instagram. And I kind of thought we had it in Facebook, but I guess we didn't. Now we do. And this is their way of bringing that gift culture over to Facebook, which apparently, I guess not everybody is on board with. I don't know. Anyway, not a big update. Let's see here. Facebook has announced that we can all finally switch over to the desktop version of the new look. So it basically, let me see if I can show you what this looks like real quick. Okay, and I'll try to blow it up. I can't zoom in, so let me take myself out of the picture. So you see that? That's what it looks like. Super exciting, I know. Contain yourself. Okay. And it basically, I guess their whole idea is they wanted to keep it more in line with the mobile app. So this looks now more like the Noble app, Noble and mobile app. If you want to switch and try it, you can do so in the main settings menu. Last week, Facebook launched a new pilot program with makeup brand Sephora that allows you to connect your Sephora member loyalty program with Facebook, which is obviously a huge benefit for Sephora. Now they can track you like crazy. And I guess the benefit to you is that you get to earn points while you're using their platform and use those points towards purchasing stuff. And also maybe you'll get like member exclusive deals. Personally, I would stay very far away from that myself, but clearly I'm not a huge Sephora user. Okay. So Twitter really appreciate that they did this. These are awkward days, and I think we're all struggling with what to say a little bit. We want to be sensitive, but also we got to keep working, right? We got to bring money in and we got to do business. And so, oh, sorry. I was being distracted there for a minute. They put together this great roundup of some examples of how other businesses are using social media well. And so I do encourage you to take a look at it. We'll put a link here in the comments or down below, definitely in the show notes at jenlehner.com/flash. They're already there if you want to take a look. And they're larger companies, but still you'll get a gist of like what is working well, providing value, but not being like, insensitive to, still doing business, but not being insensitive as to what is going on. So I thought this was super cool this week. Twitter has updated its real-time video connection feature that allows you to add audio guests into your Twitter live streams before you actually begin your broadcast. And now, first of all, I don't even know if you knew that you could do this, but I've been doing this the last couple of days. So when I actually record my flash briefings for Alexa, oops, I didn't mean to say her name. Okay. When I do that, I actually will go onto Twitter and go live on Twitter with audio only. Okay. So when you go over to Twitter, everybody open up your Twitter on your phone. Okay. Because this is cool. All right. And because the thing is, even if you don't have a huge Twitter following, when you use the right hashtags or you use a location setting, you can get a lot of viewers and listeners. So you can do this with video or audio. It's not working. I'm going to talk you through it. And then you go and you press the right tweet. And then there's like a little camera thing at the bottom of the window. You click on the camera thing, the camera picture, and then you have the option of, it says capture, which would be to take a picture. And then there's live. So you want to choose live. Now, if you do that and you press the button, you're going to be live streaming on Twitter, which is also super cool. But if you want to do audio only, on the top right-hand corner of the screen, you tap the microphone. Okay. You'll also notice that right underneath, and watch what happens. Like you're not live. It looks like you're live, right? Because you see the little waves, but you're not live yet. Then right above the go live button is invite guests. So then you can invite whoever you want and they're going to get a notification. Unfortunately, they get that notification in their DMs. That kind of stinks. So you might want to send them a message, heads up, I'm sending you an invite. But yeah, you can have a conversation while you're live, but I've just been doing it because I think it's cool. And I'm recording my flash briefing anyway to record it live on Facebook. On Twitter. And what's funny is, I mess up a lot and have to do retakes, but I just, whatever. I let them know like this is raw. And the other thing is, and you'll notice on right up there, you can add a location. This is fantastic. This is gold. People do not take advantage of this. So, don't get me on Twitter because I'm one of the last remaining Twitter fans, I think, but it's still as powerful as it ever was. Moving right along. Instagram's testing out a new addition to stories with a new mirror camera mode. Basically, it just looks like a kaleidoscope. It's barely worth mentioning, but there is that feature there if you're interested in checking it out. And what else? Oh, this is pretty interesting. I need to share my screen to show this to you. And that is Instagram is testing out the ability to add hashtags and location to an individual highlight. And the reason this is interesting is that currently, if you search Instagram for, in the discovery area or in just the general search area, hold on a minute. Then it would never come up. If you search for a story, if you were to search for a hashtag, oh my God, for a highlight based on hashtag or location, it's obviously not going to come up. They've never made that possible, but it looks like that's why they're doing this. So for every individual highlight, you do that. And we had Instagram expert and just overall just brilliant marketing person extraordinaire, Chelsea Pites, came and I'm interviewing her today for the podcast. And yesterday she came and did a training for Front Row VIP on Instagram. And I love that she said, I'm going off on a tangent, but I just want to share this with you. She said to think of your Instagram profile your main Instagram profile where you're got your picture and your bio and your grid, which is all your photos and your highlights. She said to think of how you set it up as you do your web page. So on your website, you might want to have a highlight that's about me, work with me, products. You know what I mean? It made such good sense. And she said to use all 5 slots for those highlights because visually it's appealing to see all 5 of those circles like filled. Just wanted to share that with you. That was a little side note. All right, moving right along. LinkedIn added this new conversation ads thing that allows you to add clickable call to action buttons that your email recipients can click on in stream. And I guess what they mean by in stream is like in the messages. Let me share my screen again. Right here. So it says, thanks for signing up. A rep will reach out to schedule a demo soon. Meantime, here are some ways to learn more about our CRM solutions. And they can click right there to go to either visit the website, register for a webinar, or sign up for a newsletter. And actually, I could see how this would come in really handy for several of my clients who I know really rely on LinkedIn messaging to connect with their ideal client audience. And they specifically send them to their Facebook group, this one particular client I'm thinking of. So this would come in really handy for her, I think. Okay. And Google, this is so cool. I mean, eventually, don't you know, we're going to be able to just, I don't know, like press a button on our glasses and have translation go into our ears or whatever. But what they have done is they have added a real-time translation feature, which will provide rolling text in your native language as the other person is talking. Oh, it's so cool. It's just on Android right now, and it's a whole bunch of languages. I'm not going to list them all now. Let's see here. A new podcast episode was published this week called How to Use Coaching Calls to Grow Your Business. And by I say a new podcast, I mean my podcast, The Front Row Entrepreneur, where I pulled back the curtain to explain exactly how we do our Q&A coaching calls in the Front Row VIP member group. So you can use this idea as a way to provide great value to your members and clients. And that's at jenlehner.com/040. Now let's talk about some of the tools that were shared this week in the Front Row. You know, every Tuesday, people share their favorite tools, apps, and plugins that make their life easier. Most of these I think you've probably heard before, but maybe not. So I am going to run through these real quick. Let me pop open these tabs so you don't have to wait on me. And I got one more. And then we're going to talk about the books that were shared this week. And then I'm going to tell you my little story because I think we're doing okay on time. Okay. So the first tool that somebody shared this week is Zapier. Now I call it Zapier because that makes sense to me, because I think that when you go into Zapier to create a little function, then you get to say, I made a zap. But I hear a lot of people call it Zapier. You don't say I made a zape. I think they meant for it to be Zapier. So I'm sticking with Zapier, even though I hear people say Zapier. I mean, I think grammatically because the A is long because there's a vowel after the P, but I think it's Zapier. So whatever you call it, unfortunately, let's see. I guess I have to log in to show you what it looks like. Accept. All right. So Zapier is one of these tools I cannot live without. We have so many things set up in Zapier. It's ridiculous. And I don't know how we would live without it. You can make automations happen across platforms. And it's a really, really good, like robust platform. This is no beta thing. Like they've been around for a while. They know what they're doing. Their support is outstanding. And you can get ideas for Zap. So let's go to Make a Zap. And they usually have ideas, and it's like every single software is here. So you tell me a software that you wonder if it's in here. I'm sorry, you guys. I missed your comments. I'm checking in now. You name it, it's going to be here. And it's very, very easy. So let's just, but I want to show you, like, I like where they give you the examples of stuff. Where are the examples? Like they'll show common zaps. Explore. Let's try explore. Yeah, here we go. Popular zaps. Because some of them are things like, I never would have thought of that. How about this? Create Trello cards and Google Sheet rows for new starred emails on Gmail. Oh my God, we're going to use that one. Nika, if you're watching, because we star emails. We have in our email management system, we use stars a certain kind of way. So if I star an email and it's going to go directly to a Trello card and a Google Sheet, my mind is blown right now. I wasn't even expecting that to happen. Send Gmail emails when there's a new activity on a Trello card. Add tasks to Trello and Google Calendar from a Google Sheets spreadsheet. Send customized emails for new Airtable records, then get alerts in Slack. I mean, it'll blow your mind. There's just so many things. Create Evernote notes and send Gmail emails for new Trello cards. I mean, the automations are crazy. Really, it's sort of like if you dream it, if you dream it, 9 times out of 10, you can make it happen over at Zapier. Nika, my virtual assistant, is the queen of Zapier. Like if we can't do something, she'll be like, I think I could do it over in Zapier. And then she finds a solution. So worth chatting about Zapier today. Also, the other tool that was shared today is, let's see if it'll switch over, is Acuity scheduling. I don't have an Acuity account. I have a Calendly account. You know, it's like people who have Acuity love Acuity, and people who have a Calendly love Calendly. It doesn't really matter. Everybody needs to have a scheduling app, you know, in this day and age. And the muggles don't know about it. I mean, I have to say, like, our accountant and our accountant tax advisors, it's such a nightmare. They'll just be like, are you available Friday at 1? And then I'll just say, can you send me a scheduling link? And they're like, what is that? What is the scheduling link? So then, you know, okay, I'm available Tuesday, Wednesday. You know what I mean? It's the back and forth. It's obsolete. No one needs to be doing that. Everybody needs a scheduling link. These are dreamy. I can't imagine not having one. I expect to be given one. If someone asks me, can you do an interview, a live stream, collaborate, whatever, please send a Calendly link or Acuity. And I promise I'll do the same thing for you. We don't have to do that back and forth. Okay. You get the point. Canva. Oh, this is everybody's favorite, but it just gets better every single stinking day. And I want to remind you, in Canva, this oldie but a goodie, maybe everybody's most beloved app. What I want to tell you is that if you're doing a presentation, in fact, here's one right here. I went in, I'm doing this on Saturday. I'm teaching how to use, I'm doing it for it's just a free sort of training on people who don't know how to use Zoom and stuff like that. I was inspired to do this in my local community so people could quickly get their businesses up online. But this, see, okay, it looks good. I mean, you know, I didn't do it though. These are slides that are already designed by, this is what I want to say, professional designers. So if you need a template for a presentation, just go over to Canva and it's not just one slide. So I'm going to pick one. There's one that I use that I love, that when I showed to my very, high-end branding person that I work with, Leanna Weller-Smith, when I showed Leanna the slide deck that I chose to use inside my course, Front Row CEO, which she did all the branding for, she was like, that's so good. That's so perfect with your brand. I couldn't, she's like, I couldn't do any better. It's perfect. I could have hired her to do the whole deck, but the deck that I picked. You could just switch the colors to be what you need. It's not popping out at me right away, the one that I used for my course. But I'm just going to grab one. So see, do you see all the pages? It's not just the cover page. It gives you all these other pages. So, and there's a million other things, but we're not going to do Canva. Somebody suggested MailChimp. So if you don't have a proper email service provider, you can take a look at MailChimp. And then we had another contribution for Artful, a smart and stylish digital calendar. Okay. I have not had a chance to take a look at this. Okay. Anybody here use this? Let's see. Where? Oh, okay. Syncs with Google Calendar. Oh my goodness. Choose your skin, font, and color. It's available in Apple and Google Play. It's affordable. We'll figure out if it truly is. And combines the fun and personalization of a paper planner with the personalization of with the convenience of a digital calendar. Choose your cover design, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm drooling. I don't know about you. Okay. I mean, I'll only say I'm drooling because I see that it integrates with Google Calendar. I would not leave Google Calendar for anything else. So I am going to check that out and get back to you. All right, let's quickly, oh my gosh, we're already running out of time. Let's talk about the books that were suggested this week. Okay, Bookshares, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. All righty. And it says, has anybody here read it? Well, I don't see like a nice little summary. It's filled with hope messages, encouraging women to reject the status quo and follow their intuition. This testament to female empowerment and self-love with an endearing coming out story at the center will delight readers. All right, there you go, Untamed. Okie dokie. Our next book is The Power of Now. Okay, I can't think of a better book to read right now. I'll be honest, I've tried to read this book like I've been on my nightstand for 10 years. I feel like it's simple. The concept is simple, and maybe I'm overcomplicating it, but I don't think my mind works like old Eckhart Tolle. I know people love it. It's mindfulness. Correct me if I'm wrong. Being in the moment, like there is no past, there is no future, there is only now. And I remember thinking he was so freaky deaky watching him on Oprah years ago when Oprah still had her show, and he just was like a little elf man, and he just seemed like he was landed here from another planet. But I was transfixed by him, and he took the world by storm with this book, and people just swear by it. But I do think, like, focusing on the now, what's in front of us today, I can't think of like, it's pretty comforting, right? Like, so I'll probably take a look at it one more time. And Kim said, yeah, it was hard. It was hard to read. Okay. What's the other one? Well, y'all could just see my notes here and I'll click in them. Big Magic. I have not read Big Magic. This one is Elizabeth Gilbert, of course, the author of Eat, Love, Pray. Eat, Pray, Love. And what is this about? Creative living beyond fear. So that feels good. Yeah, Kim, right? It's basically just Buddhist concepts. Repackaging that old good stuff, like I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but yeah. But that's okay. You know what? Because sometimes it takes a different messenger to get you the message, because I know that, I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but how many times have you heard something and it just completely blows you away? And then you find out that it originated over here and you heard it before, but it never landed. And it's a combination, I guess, of like, being the right time, and also having the right messenger giving you the message. Okay, I think that, oh, here we go. I know this one's big in Tracy Atsuka's group. You guys, shout out to Tracy. If you suspect that you're ADHD, ADD, or if you know that you are, there's a fantastic group called Smartass Women, ADHD, Smartass Women with ADHD for Smartass Women. I don't know. I'll link it down below in the replay. Such an amazing group. Tracy has an amazing podcast. And I know that I'm pretty sure she has recommended this book before. But anyway, Indistractable, How to Control Your Attention and Choose Your Life. I'm not saying this book is for people who have ADHD. I just know that it's a book that I think she has recommended before. And yeah, it looks good. Anybody read it? Yeah, and Kim, I couldn't agree more. It also helps you clarify your own beliefs by reading about other ways of thought. Totally. Okay. I promise. I'm having trouble with the timing of this show, and like before we logged on here, every single cloud stream right now that I'm finding, other than Google, I got to say Google Drive. Zoom, it's taking like hours to do an upload in Zoom, and Zencastr, where I do my podcast and my flash briefing, taking forever to get it to upload. And I'm it is because we are putting everybody, and there's like a content explosion, which is not a bad thing, but people are now home and they're live streaming and they're, having their video conferencing and all. And like, there's a major strain being put on the clouds. So this is very, very interesting. Okay. Let me quickly read through some of your contents. Hello, Chris. Hey, Nancy, and Jen and Laura, like 6 posts for me. I can't remember. That was a while back. Yep. So switched. Oh, 6 posts got declined last week. Yeah. I was so mad at first. I was like, this is nothing but helpful information. I was so mad, and then quickly realized what had happened. And for how long can we tweet live? You know what? I think for as long as you need to. Oh my God, I just had a heart attack. I looked at my phone and this was just going and going, but I guess I haven't said anything bad, but I thought I was live. You could go. I don't know that there's a limit. Like, try it out. I don't know. And here's why, is because whenever I do a live stream in StreamYard, like I'm doing right now, I actually am live right now on Twitter through Periscope. And I've gone well over an hour on these, and it all goes over to Twitter. So Susan, you for sure, if you start interviewing people in advance of your summit, which I think you should, start having these live interviews with upcoming guests on Facebook Live, you might as well be live on YouTube and use StreamYard and be live on YouTube and Twitter as well. And all the places, in Facebook and LinkedIn. I think you have LinkedIn Live. You can also be so jealous of that, but you could be live on LinkedIn too. Nancy thinks that I am correct. And Kim also is in the Zap camp. So that's awesome. Hey, Dee. And Nancy wants to marry Canva. Raise your hand if you also want to marry Canva. Check out Biz Template Babe. Yeah, I've seen her. She's good. So this woman, Biz Template Babe, has created incredible templates that you can plug into your Canva. And it was so smart. This, by the way, like, I don't know, if I was a graphic designer, I would completely copy what Biz Template Babe has done, because it's just genius. She knows that there are millions of users of Canva. So she's got this very specific niche. There's a million graphic designers, but she creates special templates that she knows people like us, people in online business, need. And I think she has a subscription model, so you can subscribe, or she might have little packages. She has packages too on her website. I haven't purchased anything from her yet because I haven't really needed anything, but I think it's genius. And I think I am caught up. Yep, everything is so overloaded. So many new users of virtual meeting tools. Yep. Can we break the cloud? God, I was wondering that as well. Because I was being sarcastic the other day. And I just said, God, can you imagine? Thank God for the internet. Like, what if we didn't have it? And then I went, oh, what if we what if we break it? You know? And what about the people? Really, well, I'm not going to go there. It's just sad. Okay, it's really Periscope, so no limits. Thank you, Nancy. Exactly, it is Periscope. And Creative Market has tons of great packages. They do. The only thing with Creative Market, touching my face, you're not supposed to. So now I am going to get a hand sanitizer. Sanitize my hands. But yes, it is the thing with Creative Market, creativemarket.com. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's a wonderful, wonderful, fun store. You can waste a lot of time and buy a lot of crap you don't need. But if you are looking for a template for a slide deck, brilliant designers are over there. If you're looking, like I know when I was doing social media summer camp, I would go over there and get all these great like little PNG files of camping, like camping themed little stickers, images and stuff. But you have to be careful and make sure that the files you buy are compatible with Canva, because a lot of those are made like EPS files and stuff that are made for graphic designers and people who know how to use like Photoshop and all those fancy, complicated tools. So just if you go to Creative Market, check that out. Okay. And so that's it for today's Front Row Friday show. I am getting ready to go live with Jen Liddy. She's a coach. She's in Front Row VIP. And so I don't want to be late for her. So that's going to be over on her page, and that's JenLiddy. So find us over there. And you guys have a good weekend and be safe and be good to yourself. And I'll see you Monday.